Today we're going to be taking a look at a Bant artifacts list that's very unique because we focus really heavily on the 1/1 counters mechanic by trying to pump all of our creatures to the absolute moon. We're going to be doing this with some of the build-arounds being Patchwork Automaton, Clay Champion, Autonomous Assembler. The Automaton's going to grow whenever we cast artifacts onto the battlefield, which is going to be a lot of the times. Clay Champion could possibly come in as an 8/8 4-mana drop, which is pretty insane. And then the Assembler is a Vigilance creature that's pretty unique because it can attack into the opponent or make a block, and then after the fact it can tap itself, giving itself a 1/1 counter as well. We of course are a Fight Rigging meets Broker's Ascendancy deck, being that we focus on the 1/1 counters. Both of these are going to scale our creatures up very quickly, and then we also have the hideaway of the Fight Rigging to get something very big, hopefully on the battlefield for free. And then our top end has some explosive cards like Titania's Command and Elspeth. Both of these are absolute game-ending finishers in a lot of spots. Very powerful cards that can help us close out any game. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This deck turned out to be quite competitive, so I think you will. But if you guys want, there'll be a full deck breakdown at the end of today's video, so stick around for that. In the meantime, in the links below, there's a full deck list if you guys need that. And if you guys enjoy content just like this, if you wouldn't mind giving the video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff helps out an absolute ton. I'd greatly appreciate it. With that being said, though, enjoy the video. We'll see you at the end. Peace. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We've officially reached Diamond. I'm super excited about that. But today we're playing some Bant, and this Bant deck is going to be using a lot of cards I've yet to utilize so far. It's going to be a lot of artifacts and enchantments, but one card in particular, this Assembler, has really caught my eye. It's a really interesting card that allows you to attack in, and it has Vigilance, right? And then you can tap it, immediately giving it a 1/1 counter. So I decided today we're going to be trying that out with an artifact build. We're going to really focus heavily on artifacts and try to grow our artifacts as tall as we possibly can here. I'm going to start things off with the Automaton here, though, because this thing is very good at protecting itself with its Ward 2 mechanic. So let's see if we can grow this thing extremely fast. But yeah, it's a pretty simple idea, guys. It's a bit aggro, to be honest. We get down our artifacts, and then we just keep smashing the opponent's face, all while growing our artifacts over and over with 1/1 counters, because they all play off of each other. You know, Patchwork wants things to enter the battlefield, getting bigger. Assembler builds off of itself. This gives 1/1 counters. Everything kind of just scales upwards and builds off of each other here. All right, let's go ahead and I say we play. Kind of want to get this going right away, but there's a chance I could play it for 5 down the road too. So maybe this is the move here, to just play out the Simulacrum. And then I could go ahead and actually I could give this its own 1/1 counters here, because this can already get through, being that the zombie can't block as a 2/2 non-blockable creature. They'd have to block with Jadar. So easy attack there. Also building a secondary threat too. So Simulacrum, a good play there, I think. The opponent's on Rakdos, and we've seen only Jadar. I would imagine this would be some sort of sacrifice build, looking to take advantage of things like Morbid Opportunist, probably. I don't know. They're highlighting the Patchwork. I don't think they like that card out there too much, but with the word 2 on it, there's not much they can really do about it. Because right now they're currently only sitting at 2 mana. Yep, there's the Infernal Grasp. Okay. That's fair. We can actually replay this from the graveyard next turn, which wouldn't be a bad move if we hit a land, of course. We don't hit a land, which is a bummer. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get the Assembler down then. It would have been pretty wise to maybe just to leave the stance open for some protection on my creatures, but and we're also kind of in the range of Shieldred. Maybe that was the play, to just leave that open. I kind of wanted to get the Assembler down, though, because if we can start attacking it with the Assembler and growing it, the sooner the better on that. All right. We allow that to get through, unfortunately. Phyrexian Dragon Engine is quite the card because of its double strike, being able to block pretty darn good. Yeah, we attack with both of these, I think, because either way, whichever one they want to block with the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, I will just go ahead and throw down the Valorous Stance. Glad we got a land here, but it's not exactly the most helpful land. I would imagine the block's coming, right? Yeah, it's gotta be. And why wouldn't they block the assembler, right? But I would think. But you never know. I mean, the opponent has to make their own decisions here, but that's what I would imagine they would do here. They're really thinking about it, though. I mean, the Dragon Engine serves better purpose in the graveyard, so I'm surprised this isn't like a snap decision for them, to be honest. All right, so first things first, we give the assembly worker here a 1/1 counter. And then we go indestructible here. And we get ourselves a kill on the Dragon Engine. Now they're down to 10 with 3 mana open. And we have a potential Elspeth next turn, which if we can get down and flying maybe on maybe the assembler, we are in really good shape. We have a good backup plan too. Shoot, even the Steel Seraph might be the move. Steel Seraph being able to give lifelink is pretty busted. Yeah, actually Steel Seraph might be the move if we don't hit a land drop. We get the land though, which makes things a little simpler because I think it's Elspeth now. Elspeth, which doesn't allow us to hit the assembler here with a 1/1 counter off of its own ability, but I still think it's worth giving it flying here and just go right over the top, pressuring the opponent heavily here. This can get through as well. They're tapped out. No shenanigans from the opponent here. They're going to want to make some sort of block here, I would imagine, which means they'd either have to give up Jadar or Morbid Opportunist. Probably Jadar, and then they can draw a card. I'm assuming they want to hit a land here. Get something like Shieldred down next turn. I think we got him here, though. I think we're well ahead of them on board, and it's going to be really hard to come back from because they now got to start trying to answer the Elspeth as well, so tough. Just waiting on the opponent here. My apologies. Their decision for blocks here have been a bit slow, but I get it. It's not an easy position to be in. You're in a spot here where you're almost certainly going to lose the game unless you can find some miracle. So I think they're just searching for that miracle. By the way, we're at 5 mana. That's something to keep in mind. I have 1 Brilliant Restoration in the entire deck here. I don't expect to even play it here today, but if somehow we do end up getting a chance to play it after we've been swept up or something, it could be pretty phenomenal. So that's why it's there. Just to kind of rejuice the board after something catastrophic may happen. They found their land. Let's see what their 4-drop is, though. All I have to do really is give this a 1/1 counter from the Elspeth, attack, and give it another 1/1 counter. And it is, in fact, the Shieldred. We had a feeling. That'll do it, though. That's definitely a good game. So we have lethal on board, and it's unblockable, and they're tapped out. Nothing more really to say about it. Normally I'd even let that just slip through, but because they're tapped out, there is no shenanigans they can get up to here to get us in trouble. That would have been a really fun card. I want to play this later in the games and really hopefully get some good stuff with it. Oh, they actually gain life off the Shieldred. I did not realize. I forgot about them drawing that card there. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So 5, 6, 7. And then tap itself for 8. Yeah, we still have lethal. All right. We still, in fact, have lethal. There it is. And we would have gone all the way back up to 19 and reset anyway. So pretty hard to come back from. GG's to the opponent there. Very good game. This deck really does feel like a powerhouse. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. I've played a couple of games with it. We actually ran it up the ladder pretty high in Diamond, almost got through the first tier, and then I've been experimenting with other things, kind of just sitting on this deck for a minute, and now we're back, and I remember why it was so good. It is just very good. The combos are just wild. The opponent goes first. The mana here is a little shaky, but I mean, we don't have a good hand. We have a fun hand. Is fun enough for me to keep this? Man, I think we do. I'm instantly regretting it already, though. Oh, brother. Hopefully they're not actually Esper control. That would be a bummer. All right, Grixis colors. Another tri-colored land here. You hate to see it. Already a turn behind the opponent, making it 2 turns now because everything's coming in tapped, slowing us down even further. I need an on-tap land here to have any sort of chance to, like, keep pace. Oh, that's not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. So it's going to be probably just some sort of Grixis mid-range deck, a very common thing to see. This is actually not bad. This is not bad at all, actually. Like I said, I did want to play it today, so let's get this down, and then let's look to maybe flash some stuff in after the fact. Make this appear. Okay, that's fine. I have better things that I could have, you know, used my mana for later, so I'm fine with that being the choice for make this appear. They eat the blood token, maybe? No. I think I'm gonna go with the Wandering Emperor play here. There's nothing that's triggered like a daytime nighttime cycle, so passing the turn here is fine. I always worry about Grixis because sometimes they have like their graveyard trespasser down, and you got to worry about it turning to midnight if you pass the turn. But we're in pretty good shape, so. All right, they attack through. We play this out. Could get hit with another Make Disappear, which might be very likely, but I'm okay with that. I have a backup. It does not. All right, let's gain some life here. Take care of this Bloodthirst. Blood Tithe? Why am I thinking Bloodthirsty? Yeah, it's Blood Tithe. I was thinking Bloodthirsty Adversary, but vampires, you know, they're all the same. Tomato, tomato. All right, blood token away a cut down. Oh, okay. That actually might have been really handy for them later with this patchwork here, because it's got the ward mechanic, so I'm glad they got rid of that. How do we want to maximize this turn? Do we just want to play this, then this? I'm so afraid of cut down. Yeah, I guess we play it though. All right, they don't have it. Cool. No cut down. All right, look at that. Our board is growing pretty substantially, pretty quickly as well. And then not to mention fight rigging can come down and really shake things up. Hopefully hitting something pretty big. We'll see. And it's Invoke Despair. Ah, what a card. Cannot stand that card sometimes. All right, there goes the Wandering Emperor. Bummer. Yeah, I think we go here. And then another patchwork seems fine. Just really try to scale this patchwork up as fast as possible. And ooh, we got some options here. Probably gonna have to go with the command here. It's probably the most expensive and most valuable card. And we hit him for 5. That's kind of a big hit, to be honest. We're back into this game here as far as life totals go. Another Invoke Despair would be such a bummer though, and I'm sure we're gonna get hit with it because that's just how it goes. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. Let's... Okay, so if I play this, I'm only gonna be left with 3 mana left over. So this, and then I can't play the Wandering Emperor, so we might have to just... We might just have to swing in here with the patchwork and try to kill the Shieldred with the Wandering Emperor play. I think it's my best option, to be honest. I don't love it, but it's just the best I've got for now. I might just hang on to this. I don't think I'll need to play this out, and I may need to bounce like another Shieldred here to get some damage through. We'll see. Titania's Command's interesting too, because it can gain me some life if I want to exile their graveyard, but there's really nothing I care too much about them in their graveyard. Let's start thinking about this here. Let's start thinking about this command. 2 lands, exile graveyard, 2/2 bears, 1/1 counters. Yeah, I'll probably go with the 1/1 counters and the bears if I'm being honest. Really just keep the pressure on. I don't think the opponent's running any sort of sweepers I should be worried about. Brotherhood's End, but I guess, oh, you know what? Brotherhood's End actually would be pretty bad. That'd be pretty bad. Let's get the Battlethopter down first. Like so.
Remember your training.
Let's make things really tough on them here. Let's bounce this. There we go. All right, let's send it. They block the 10-10 because they just take lethal. Never mind. Okay, I was gonna say they block the 10-10 because they don't want to die, but it turns out they don't really care too much about this game anymore, and they've essentially in one way or another conceded. So we'll take that. Awesome, man. These patchworks just went out of control quickly, man. Holy cow! What a game. Yeah, that one felt good. That felt like we were really never in any sort of danger there. So that was a good one. Very, very solid game. What do we got here? Opening hand. Oh man, we got the assembler into a fight rigging, which is pretty interesting, but it's a scary keep. I think we can do it though, going second. I just hope that we hit a non-tap land in specific, because we won't be able to get this down on 2 without it. So that'll work. That'll work. All right, up against Boros so far. Could be some burn spells on the horizon for us. We'll see. No, nothing priority holding there. Why do they have Golgari sleeves though? Am I being tricked here? Am I being tricked? Is this Mardu or Naya? All right, it's got to be the Fable of the Mirror Breaker, right? Maybe it's like a Reanimator deck? I don't know. I don't know what the opponent's doing right now, but they are really slow to action, which means they're probably pretty nervous about their move. They go with the construct, okay, and then they also get the land. Sure. I definitely think the fight rigging's the play. I know it takes 1 mana for this to pump up. We can kind of ambush this if they don't realize what the card does, but I think getting the fight rigging down is just as good while we can. Let's go ahead and let's get a Titania's Command. That card is busted. All right, let's see if we can get this through. Nice, it does get through. Beautiful. Do they have something to destroy that? They could have a Braid. I guess that could take care of the fight rigging. It destroys artifact or enchantment, I believe. Actually, does the Braid just do artifacts? Probably just artifacts, huh? Can't remember for whatever reason. I'll have to look that back up. Braid's a very good card right now, though. Deals 3 damage on one side. Other side, I think, takes out artifacts specifically, but maybe enchantments? I just don't remember. I don't think it does, though. What could they have for it? Could be like a borrowed time, like an exiling effect. They keep highlighting it like as if they're going to do something about it, but you never know. It might just be like reading it and trying to figure out what to do. Seismic Wave. All right. Very strange that they would pull that. I mean, if you're just trying to get 2 damage through, that doesn't seem like, I don't know. Feels like you could have gone about that a little bit better. I think this is the move here. Just attack in, go to 5, and then send out. Actually, no, we're just going to protect it, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to protect it. Obviously we saw Seismic Wave. That's not exactly something that I'm too scared of. They clearly didn't have an answer for it. They could draw into an answer for this though, so I want to make sure we have the protection there. Not to mention if they want to maybe just pump this up with some sort of a, you know, pump spell. Borrowed time, really? Okay, that's bummer. I wonder what they take here though. Do they take the assembly worker? They do. Yeah, that's a bummer. I think I made a bit of a mistake there, to be honest. I probably should have not held that mana up. I probably should have gone for a second assembly worker there. Obviously, hindsight being 2020, but All right, here we go. That's something. That does open the door for a potential clay champion. Is that what I want to do though? I don't think it's necessarily what I want to do. I don't really love it. I think I like this a little bit more. If this was a green source, definitely clay champion, but it's not. So I think I'm gonna go here. Clay champion would only come in as a 5/5, and this comes in as a 5/4. So why not throw this down and potentially save this for a bigger hit? Because if we get another white source even, we can go ahead and use the secondary ability to pump up the simulacrum. So I think that was the right call. Also, Elspeth would be a turn 5 play too, so I probably wouldn't even play clay champion there anyways. I don't know, maybe we would. But if we don't hit a land on this next one, we definitely play clay champion because we have white, white, green, green. All right, clearly they have a burn spell. I'm going to let this get through. Not going to fall for the burn spell trick here. Okay, never mind. It's the a sweeper. Okay. Interesting. So I've got the potential here to play Elspeth. What do we do? There are a couple things actually we could hit with Elspeth's minus that would be very interesting. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
Let's clean up this.
Nice. That'll work. All right, there we go. I know that was a little bit of a 5 mana, 5 mana to basically get out of Broker's Ascendancy, but I'm taking that all day, honestly. I've got Clay Champion next coming in as an 8/8, and we can pump it to the moon and back. So yeah, this could have gone a million different ways. I'm sure a lot of you guys would have played this game entirely differently. There's so many different lines I could have taken here at certain points, and I definitely didn't make the most optimal plays early on by holding this open. Probably should have thought about that a little bit further, but ultimately I think we're going to get to the same place here, and things are going to work out really nicely for us. We lose Elspeth, which is a bummer, but not the end of the world. Let's make sure we tap these correctly. Green, 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 green. All right, that does activate the fight rigging as well, which brings us to Titania Command. I mean, getting 2 more lands here might be actually pretty smart because we have another Titania's Command in hand that we'd like to play, right? And then 4 cards in the graveyard. Let's go with the Bears. We need some more threats here. Plus, we have Broker's Ascendancy, so Broker's Ascendancy will also pump up the squad here. So that works. That works. And now we got another Titania's Command to play. Sentinel can give itself protection. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good that we can close this game out here on the next turn or two. Elspeth gone, sure. And it's a Fabled Mirror Breaker. That's totally fine. They've got a lot of blockers in front here, but we're just going to mow them basically all over as soon as we attack here on the next go. Opponent still only has 4 cards in the graveyard, looking to maybe get some life gain with that, but I don't think it's going to be a possibility this turn. You know what? I don't even think I want to play the command. Do I? I mean, we're going to attack through and they're going to do their thing, right? Yeah, I don't really care about the Titania's Command. I don't feel like throwing 1/1 counters on and getting more bears. I think we're going to maybe build... It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. There's so many ways we can win here. I'm going to... Yeah, might as well. I might as well. It's probably the most powerful thing we can do, so... All right. We attack, and we just leave some indestructibility open. All right, we're just gonna absolutely run them over here. They've got 3 devils they can make blocks with though and deal 3 to our face. There's no double. I mean, they could double up on one of the bears here, but everything else pretty safe. Not to mention I have this, so feeling pretty good. And they're thinking about the double block. I would imagine it's either double block looking to kill one of my bears, or you just, you know, triple up the devils with all single blocks here. Oh, that's a way to do it, because they could triple there and then the 3 damage going to that bear after the fact. But that also actually helps me a lot because I could give indestructibility again, like I said, and I wouldn't even be taking damage to the face, which is really good. Okay, I'm very confused. Oh, okay, but wait, you're taking the 12. What are you doing? My opponent completely miscalculating and made a pretty big error here. Yep, that'll do it. I don't know why you wouldn't block the 12-12 with the 11 life left, but we'll take that, I guess. All right, GG's. Pretty sloppy game on my end too, a little bit, I think, but ultimately got the dub. All right, a very strong victory there again, man. Just wish I would have made this a few different plays there. I think it came down to my reads not being super great. Could have been a little bit better with those, but still pretty sweet. All right, oof, I mean, it's good enough to keep because we have 2 assemblers, right? The assemblers gonna be able to get pretty big here as long as we get them down early enough. Into Elspeth is nice, but having a restoration in the opening hand is not what you want to see. That's something you want to draw into later. Azorius colors early. Could be a reanimator, a soldiers, a control deck. We don't know yet, but Azorius tends to have a lot of options. I am confused on what I should do here though, because we could be running into sweepers if it's a control deck, so I don't want to play a second assembler and then pump this one. If I play out fight rigging, it could get hit by make disappear. So I'm going to I don't know, you got to make a decision on one of the two, right? So I guess until we know further notice what we're up against, I think we have to play and play the second assembler here, because it's probably more likely that they have the counter than the sweeper. I don't know. There's really that's just me saying that. That's bro science. I don't know. I don't know. There's no right answer here. We just got to take a guess until we know what's up. Clearly something instant speed though. Fateful Absence seems to be the play. Or some weird fierce retribution card that no one plays. It's a cool card though. Target attacking creature getting dealt damage there. Is it tapped or attacking? Okay, so even if I have vigilance, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is going to be a control deck, which actually makes the restoration a little bit better. That's nice. All right, they did tap out though. That's great. But they could obviously sweep the board at any point. All right, Wandering Emperor. Just get in there. Let's see if they're willing to pay the 3 here to sweep the board. They probably are. But again, fight rigging, automaton, all this stuff comes back later with the restoration if I can resolve it and not get completely blown out by a counter spell. But I am looking for a land though. I mean, getting a Wandering Emperor down, that would have been really nice. They do pay the 3, so that's exiled. These are gone. All right, we do get our land. I am going to play this now while they're tapped out because I'm not trying to run into a counter spell here. They have a spell pierce, really? Oh, okay. Whew. Oh, that would have been a bummer. Spell pierce would have been a bummer. What would have possibly been holding the priority for 1 mana there? I have no idea. I genuinely do not have a clue. Consider, I guess, could have been an option. Fading Hope was off the table because there was nothing on the field. Yeah, I don't know. I am glad I drew a flash creature here though. Memory Deluge. Ooh, Silver Scrutiny. All right, let that go. I kind of want them to counter this, right? I'm gonna let them on tap because I kind of want this to get countered. The more counters we can get out of their hand, the better. Man, control decks are just no fun to play against, huh? Tough to beat. If they line up right, they're tough to beat. And them drawing 3 cards right there was pretty solid. Rejuice their entire hand. They're ready to go. Urza. All right, so they're definitely gonna be playing the Power Stone, which means we got to be on the lookout for the -5/5. Also, they could draw 2 with it. There's a lot of things they could do with that card. But I say we pump up our creatures here past the 5/5 limit so they can't easily remove them with that artifact. Make disappear. Syncopate. Okay. Syncopate. Unfortunately for them, though, they allow me to resolve an Elspeth. Ooh, actually a tough decision to make here. I think we go here and attack in, and then we just go -3 to try to get as much on the board as we can. And we get a very good card. We get a no-brainer card here. Now, I'm not super psyched, though. It's not like I'm really expecting us to win this game still, because they do have access to Farewell. And the moment Farewell hits the board, we are probably going to lose. I mean, we do have 2 Planeswalkers, though. So, but the problem with Farewell is that even if they hit us with that, we can no longer use the Brilliant Restoration, because they're going to hit graveyards. They're not going to allow my graveyard to stay, I don't think. So, gonna be hard to come back from that if they have it. Which looks like they may be digging for it. But hey guys, shout out to you guys for watching today. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, man. I really do. I really appreciate it so very much. You know, every view counts, and you know, the growth of the channel has been exponential lately. So thank you for that. I appreciate you really, you know, honestly changing my life these last couple of months, man. It's been phenomenal. So I appreciate everything you guys do for me, man.
Show 'em what you got.
All right, let's give this thing flying. Attack through. Down to 4. Gonna hang on to the rest of my hand here, because I don't necessarily think we need to throw any more value out on the field for a Farewell to eat up. So let's see what they do. Another Impulse. They're down to 60 cards finally. They are a deck that runs, looks like, about 80. So I just realized that. I'm like, why does their deck seem to be still pretty full there? Well, that's a bummer. That's gonna be quite the life gain. Up to 10 again. But I can give this flying as well. So we're still looking at potentially lethal as long as they can't gain any more life. But the opponent definitely gonna have that Might Stone, Weak Stone soon. And then Urza, if it melds, is going to be very hard to beat. Good old Broker's Ascendancy mixed with Elspeth mixed with Wandering Emperor is such a classic combination that's so hard to beat. So hard to beat. And Elspeth being able to find the Ascendancy is wildly good too. Oh, they get the Might Stone, Weak Stone down. Okay, so we got 1 turn to finish them here, which we definitely do. Oh, well, I guess they kill the 3/3. Yeah, okay. Wise decision there. So can I kill them or not? Flash doesn't give 1/1. That doesn't do the trick. 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I can actually kill them. I can kill them. We actually have lethal here, guys. Check this out. Peep this. They have 2 mana left over, though. They have 2 mana. Put some stops there just in case. All right, Wandering Emperor going to try to resolve this. See what happens. Hopefully no counterspell. If they let this hit the field, the game is going to be over. Unless, of course, they have like a Fateful Absence or a Fading Hope, which, I mean, would absolutely just cripple me. But I hope that's not the case. This can only really spend for artifacts, though. So I'm like, should I really be that nervous or scared about it? Not really, huh? It's really just Fading Hope that I got to worry about. Yeah, this game's over. No priority holds. That'll do. That'll do. Get in there. Boom, baby. Let's go, man. What a W. That was huge. That was huge because I was really like nervous that we weren't going to quite get there. And being able to find that lethal in the last moment was really good. Oh, man, that was clutch. Let's go. All right, one last game for the road, and we are out. We'll break the deck down, of course, at the end of every video, so stick around for that, guys. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll just talk about the deck, what's in there. Yeah, it's a good time. But thanks for watching as far as you have, man. It's been a good deck. I hope you guys are enjoying this one. I think you guys should have some pretty good success with this thing. It's been really nice for me. It's been very consistent, very consistent. We've only dropped a few games with this deck early on, and then right now I think we've won every game so far. And I open my mouth, and this is what I get. One land hand. Okay, that's doable. That is doable. I hate to say it, but we got to drop a Titania command here. Titania's command. My favorite command, honestly, is Titania's command, but I just realized, don't we have Kayla's command in here? We haven't even seen it once, have we? Do we have it in here? Oh, we don't have it in here. I thought we did. All right, may want to save this. We are against soldiers after all. We'll see. I don't know how we're going to do against soldiers. That's going to be a tough one, man. That's really going to be tough. Depends on how quick they are off the jump. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I have all creatures in hand. Normally, I'd be pretty upset about that, but in this particular instance, I don't really care too much about that. And I actually could get crafty here with this coming in here as flash, because this would go to a 2/2. Actually, the blocks there would still really suck, actually. They would really suck because this has first strike, and I don't want to trade anything with the officer. Yeah, I don't have a good block here. That's a bummer. They have a pretty freebie attack at the moment. Because if we play this in, it's going to be a 1/2. There's no good blocks I'm not willing to trade with. I'm not willing to trade it out with this. This goes to a 2/2. I mean, again, no good trades. So I'm going to let this slip through, and it is what it is, man. That's tough. Soldiers is a tough one. All right. Let's go with the assembly worker. These both grow. No attacks though. Do I attack? Do I start applying any pressure here, or do I just kind of sit back and play defensively? Because here's the problem, right? Soldiers goes extremely wide. They start throwing things down like that Myrtle creature. I think that's the name. It's a 3/4 body that's vigilance, and it creates, or not vigilance, but it creates 1,000 more tokens. I don't know if we got to pressure them or not. I don't think we can, but man, I feel like we almost have to. Yeah, soldiers is a tough one, man. Soldiers is going to be really tough to beat. Now they got the 3/4 flyer too on top of all that, which also creates more tokens. You see what I mean? It just goes so wide. It's so hard to beat. I have no good blocks here. Frontliners on the field. And we're missing land drops. I mean, that's probably going to do it. Just the fact that we missed land drops and we got 2 cards in our deck that, you know, get taxed by Thalia. Yeah, not a good look. I mean, should we pressure them? I genuinely have no idea, guys, if we should be pressuring or not. I feel like we should, but at the same time, it's like they're just gonna out pressure me. So it's like, do we really keep sending them through? But if we keep sitting, they're gonna outvalue me on the board. So I just don't know. Because if I send these through, right, then next turn they drop another creature that then scales wide. You know, it could be the veteran at any point. The veteran's gonna pump their whole squad. I'm pretty sure this is a hard L for us, but we'll just eat it. We'll eat it. Soldiers is a really good deck. Soldiers, for me personally, probably with the best deck out there. So to lose to a pretty good draw, out soldiers game here, I'll take it. I accept my fate. I accept my horrible fate. Had we hit a land there in spot of the fight rigging getting this down, I don't know, maybe we had a chance for the following turn to hit something off the fight rigging, but not to mention the clay champion would be coming down this next turn. So yeah, that's gonna be good games. We'll go ahead and let this get through again. That'll do it. I mean, I guess I could kill that. So we'll pass the turn here. We'll see what they do. They attack through everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We killed this, making it only 8 attackers. We block 4 of them. The 4 biggest ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3, 6. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call it quits now. We'll get out of here. We'll go ahead and break the deck down. That was a tough L at the end there, but you know what? Ultimately, a very, very fun build and pretty successful, man. I'm very happy with this one. So let's talk about it. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. We are going to break the deck down and talk about it a little bit further. But before I do that, I want to give you guys a huge shout out for making it this far into the video. I do appreciate it a ton. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck today. Again, we are really heavily focused in on the 1/1 counter mechanic, a card that's very specific in this deck that I wanted to try to play because I've never done any games with it before, is the Autonomous Assembler. It's a card that's pretty cool because it has vigilance, it has prototype, so it can come in for a smaller, half or a bigger half of the card, but it has vigilance and can attack in, right? But it's got this really cool ability for 1 mana where it can tap itself and then put a 1/1 counter on an assembly worker. Obviously we don't have a ton of those. There's not really an assembly worker tribal, but this card is an assembly worker, which means it can give itself the 1/1 counter, which is really cool because we can keep attacking in, holding its vigilance, position for blocks, and then tapping it at the end step of our opponent's turn, making it bigger every single turn. Which is really fun, which is why I wanted to build today's deck. And Selesnya really fit the bill because, we've got a lot of really cool green artifact creatures. We splashed in blue just a little bit for Broker's Ascendancy, so we're mostly Selesnya for the most part, but we do have some Bant colors just for that Broker's Ascendancy. So, of course, fight rigging made a lot of sense here because we're trying to, continuously grow the creatures over time with the 1/1 counter. So fight rigging being one of the main staples here to get us some free cards. Broker's Ascendancy, again, 1/1 counters, also growing Planeswalkers loyalty over time. So we knew we had to have a couple of Planeswalkers in the deck, but those were already kind of decided as well, though, because we do have things like the Wandering Emperor and Elspeth, which both heavily focus in on giving 1/1 counters and also can create creatures or pull permanents from the your deck. Like Elspeth can pull a permanent from your deck and place it onto the battlefield, which a lot of the times we'll find some pretty good hits like fight rigging or Broker's Ascendancy. And then from there, we knew we needed to build a really solid team around this, right? So I wanted to just stick and focus heavily on the artifacts because I knew we were going to have Clay Champion, right? So from Clay Champion coming in as an 8/8 potentially in a lot of spots as a 4 mana creature is really, really good. And I knew I'd be working with that as well. So from there, I knew I had the Assembler and Clay Champion. So I was like, let's just make this a full-on artifacts deck and focus on the Patchwork Automaton. This is a card that's going to be really aggro in the early game. It grows very fast and it has Ward on it, which makes it very hard to kill early on in the game. So you're going to get a lot of value out of this thing in the most spots. And then from there, our 3 drops, I went with a couple of Liberators because I haven't tried this card yet, but it's a card that also gets 1/1 counters as it goes along, and it has flash, and it can flash in other artifacts when it's on the battlefield, which is pretty cool. And then Simulacrum was another choice of ours because, again, plays really well, not only by growing the Patchwork, but it also gives 1/1 counters itself, and it has an On-Earth ability. So I thought that was pretty cool and fit the bill pretty nicely. And then lastly, we added 2 Amalgams and 2 Still Seraphs. The Seraph is really, really busted. This card, giving flying could end a game. Giving lifelink can get us back into a game. This card is just really, really cool. It's very powerful, to say the least. And then the Amalgam I thought made a lot of sense because if this thing keeps getting bigger, we can eventually sacrifice it to itself and create these massive golems that are 3 times the size and hopefully win a game. And then from there, we had to add our spice into the mix, right? We had to add a bit of spot removal, some extra things in here. So I went with Valorous Stance because, again, this card I'm a big fan of. Giving indestructibility to save one of my own creatures or killing something big on the opponent's side of the field is pretty good because it targets Shieldred, which is one of the biggest problems anybody can have on the other side of a battlefield. And then Titania's Command plays really well with our deck because we get the 1/1 counters, can create threats. Also, if we need the lands, we can get lands, and we've been finding it a lot onto the fight rigging, so it's been free for us to cast, which is pretty sweet. And then we put 1 single Brilliant Restoration, and that's because our deck is made up of mostly enchantments and artifacts. So if our opponents do decide to wipe the board a few times and we're in trouble, if we somehow can top deck this on a late game and play it, we can absolutely blow an opponent out of the water with this card. So I did splash in 1 here. It's not a reanimator deck by any means, but it's nice to have that for purposes late in the game where we're a little bit slow to get back into the game. But yeah, that is the whole deck, I believe. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, man. I do appreciate you sticking around with me all the way to the end. It means the absolute world to me. But before I get out of here, just a huge shout out goes to the Marty Mob. I got to give the shout out, as always, to the members program here on the channel and thank them for everything. I do appreciate you guys for helping me and supporting the channel the way you do. It means the absolute world to me, and I do appreciate it a ton. So thank you for that. And yeah, that'll conclude today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys back here again, hopefully tomorrow for another one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's been tough. The recording this weekend in particular has been pretty tough. We've been trying to troubleshoot some quality issues, which I think I figured out. We have some extra things we had to record, and it's been a little bit tough. So I don't want to promise there's a video tomorrow. I actually may take tomorrow off just so I can catch up and catch my breath and finish out the week strong. So worst case scenario, we'll be back again on Wednesday. But until next time, guys, be on the lookout tomorrow for a video. It may be there. Maybe join the Discord. We will link in the Discord if I do post a video, of course. So be on the lookout. And thanks, guys. Thanks for your support. I'll see you guys again for another video next time. Peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.